Hello everyone, welcome to chapter 151 on my RLDR Custom Creations YouTube channel. It is the weekly edition and it's raining cats and dogs outside. So what a better time to reach for the sky, partner. We're going to do a paint gun thing today. Well, I did some preliminary testing yesterday with this spray gun. It's a 120 volt HVLP paint spray gun from Princess Auto. And I'll talk a little bit more about the gun later because I want to get a little bit more time spraying with it before I make a final judgment. But kind of so far so good. But to use this thing, there, just get out of the way. To use this thing decently, or to have it work decently, your paint needs to be thinned considerably. What we've been using for our doors and trim in our house is this Behr Premium Plus Paint and Primer 1, great for cabinets and trim. So we started using this when we did our basement 10 years ago, and it's been a good paint. So, but it's thick. So Behr, I went and checked out their reduction ratios on their website, and they say for this, I'm sorry for my American viewers, I won't convert this into imperial, but this is 3.8 liters, almost, maybe it's a US gallon, could be. But to this quantity, they only want you to add at most 250 milliliters of water. And I roughly did that to the best of my estimating yesterday and sprayed an old drywall panel I had in the garbage. And it worked. But I wonder if today I'm going to thin a little bit more and hopefully it'll work a little bit better. But when I sprayed, went through the door, say this way, the door lying here like this, and I'd spray it this way, and then I'd go back and I'd spray another coat right away and go this way. Sometimes when I was spraying guitars and things like that, they would refer to that as one coat. So it's a gun going both directions. So it seemed to work. So the other thing that I'm thinking we may do, if this doesn't go on quite the way I'd like, is I'll come behind it with a roller. The other thing that we use in this paint all the time is this. This is called Flood or Floetril. It helps the paint lay out nicer and makes it nice and smooth. So if you're brushing or rolling, this stuff gets rid of all those marks. It works really good. So this, I understand, is already added to this partial gallon. It's or 4 liters. It's about that full. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix a liter, and then I'm going to start spraying that door. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour a liter of this into here. Maybe stir it up a little bit first. No, I guess there's less than that in there. Now the bad thing about this is, well, the good thing is my son-in-law came out in February when he had a school break and painted a little bit for us, like doors. He did the hallway in the house, did an awesome job. So much appreciate that. And but this, it would have been nice if we would have had the time, and that was my fault, to get all of it done at once. But anyway, I'm going to make a mess here, and I'm going to pour, and 1 liter is pretty much to the top of this. I might just stop a little shy of a liter so I can get a little bit of water in. Ooh, that's about all that's left. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Okay, so now I think I'm going to add about 300 milliliters of water to this. So I'm going to get some water and then we're going to add it. All right, well, I've got some water here, and According to my calculations yesterday, um, for 1 liter, I should have been adding about 53 milliliters of water using the ratio and doing a little bit of math. Now I'm going to try to go by experience, and I'm going to add almost double. I'm going to add 100 milliliters, see how that works. And if I spray it and I don't like it, we have another gallon there. I'll throw this out because I'm not going to settle for a shoddy job. The paint is going to be good. Okay, so here we go. Okay, let's stir that up. I'm going to stir it up slowly. And we're not going to spray this right away. We could stir it up and spray it right away, but it's just about lunchtime, and I think my wife has an appointment just after lunch, and I would like to get her to shoot video while I sprayed the door. That would be a good thing. So I'm hoping that it'll all keep till then. And I think it's a good thing to mix it, let it settle for a while, and then stir it up again and spray it. That viscous cup that they send with, and I have it right here. I tried that with just paint out of the can, and it took like an hour. It was quite poor. I haven't tested with a cup. If I read the comments for the spray gun online at Princess Auto's website, there's a number of people who have recommendations for thinning for the cup. But when I went to Bear's website and saw what they were recommending, I think what's important for me is to find the sweet spot, the minimal reduction that the gun will spray properly. So I'm hoping, like I say, I'm gambling a little bit again, and we always do this on camera, and then I get messed up in the end. But I guess this is really no different than the average person would do things. You try, and every once in a while you're going to make mistakes. I keep coming back to I watch too many fabrication videos, and one channel that I watch is Fab Rats, and they have a saying there, they do it nice because they do it twice. So, okay, I think that's good. That's looking like the heavies. I don't know if you could see it when I was stirring, but there was always heavy paint on the stick that would slide down. Now that paint on the stick is all even. So I think the water's integrated now. Now I'm not sure. They recommend thinning with water. I prefer using alcohol, but I'm going to do what their website says. So anyway, I think that's going to sit for a while now. We'll let it mix together or sit together, and then I'll stir it up really good just before I spray it. Okay, we'll move on. And I'm on Princess Auto's website here. I don't know if you'll be able to see too much of it, but it is there. And their website's not bad. It gives pretty detailed description of most things. Some of the items not really, because I guess they feel they don't need to. But this spray gun, they did a pretty good job. So this is a 120 volt HVLP paint spray gun, Power Fist brand. The number on it is 8604530. And here it is. I have it pulled up on screen, and it's a clearance item. I guess maybe they're getting into something else. And they have another one in stock now. It's blue. I don't know if there's a difference, but this was on sale now for $48.03. It's down $11.96, just about $12. I think I paid about that for this. Princess Auto puts things on sale quite regularly. And if this is a clearance item, maybe I hit it at the beginning of that. I wasn't paying attention. But anyway, it from their website, where am I get my mouse here? There we go. From their website, you won't be able to read this, but come on, let's get out of there. I hate it when it does that. I don't want to add it to cart. Okay. Anyway, it says it will spray acrylics, latex stuff, oil-based finishes, pretty stain, clear, pretty much anything. Now, I'd be quite scared actually to say clear coat a guitar with this thing, but for painting white paint on house doors, that I think in flat position, I think that it should be able to do. It sure says it can. Features, the cup I think holds about, it's not quite a liter. Yeah, it says right on it, about 800 milliliters. Again, my apologies to my American viewers for not converting. But it's maybe not quite a quart. So yeah, this is all plastic in here. There was one fellow that I looked at the ratings, and this thing overall has a 3.8 rating. Um, of course, they put all the positive ones first, and most were 4s and 5s that I looked at, and they were quite happy with the way it sprayed. They also stated that you had to have the right reduction on your paint or whatever you were spraying to get it to work properly. But that seemed to work. The one complaint the guy had there, I went through and found one negative review. And what was happening to him, he was happy with the performance of the gun, but this seal in here was leaking. And when he'd spray onto his door or whatever he was spraying, it would drip onto what he was painting. And that would be super annoying. That would cause me just to spray end sealer with it. So it comes with, they say this is a 1.8 tip. And when I look at it compared to that one, the hole looks pretty much the same. Maybe it's so close I can't tell, but usually I can tell larger and smaller, and I can't tell the difference on this one. And now I'm kind of scared to use it because if it is bigger than that one and I've reduced for this tip, I'm just going to make a mess. So I'm not going to use this one. And you've got your viscosity cup here that you can test with. So that's what it comes with. It comes in a box. Let's see. I think overall, the spray gun, the tip here. So this comes off kind of like a normal spray gun, and then you've got your parts here, and there's that piece. Here we go. There's that piece that's replaceable right in there. I'm not going to take it out. Right in there. And then this drops in. It's fairly standard spray technology. And you can adjust this. So if you're spraying and you want your pattern to be this way, you can spray like this. There's an in-between setting, which I'm not sure why you'd use, but you could. And then if you're spraying and you want the pattern, wait a second, I think I got my patterns mixed up here. But so you can spray in the horizontal position and if your thing is in the vertical position. So it allows you to adjust for that. It's 3 positions, they say. There is an adjustment on the trigger here that you can limit its travel, which I would imagine would limit its product. So it is somewhat adjustable, but I didn't do much with it. I didn't really play with this. I kind of made it wide open and set the tip this way, and I managed to get a bit of a pattern, but it seems to kind of swirl coming out of it, and that could be the way the Airless operates. So, you know, the fit and finish isn't bad. It looks decent. This is a little loose. The I don't know the main part of the gun to the holder maybe, but it seems to work okay. And for what? $48, $50? I don't know. We're going to give it a try. So the nice thing about Princess Auto, though, the best thing about Princess Auto, if I don't like this gun, and it doesn't matter why, if I don't like it and I bring it back, they'll give me my money back. So I view this as risk-free trying. If I paint this door and I end up getting the roller out and I don't like it at all, I can get my $48 back. And I don't even need my bill of sale to do it. No receipts. They have it all cataloged there. So I just tell them my name and my phone number, and they find me in the computer. It helps if I knew when I bought it or about when I bought it, because they'll check it out and they'll give you a refund, no questions asked. Well, okay, they'll ask you why you're returning it because they need to fill out their paperwork, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so enough talk. Let's put this thing to use. Well, we're not outside. We're going to have a week of rain here, and it's been raining steadily the whole day. So managed to make enough room in our garage attached to the house to try to do this. So I have a fairly limited time here, so I'm going to get right at it. So here we go. I'm going to do the edges first. Seems to be spraying okay. Like I said, I diluted it a bit more. Well, it's a little light. I'm hoping this will work out. I think we're going to just tip this. I am spraying into raw MDF too, which may make this a little harder. Yeah, and the cordless version of this would probably be better. Too much junk in here. Um, that whole notion of spraying with the tip 6 to 8 inches away just does not cut it with this. I have to be, I think, about 3 inches away to get any buildup at all. And that could be that I just didn't mix. I haven't reduced enough. Okay, I'm going to go the long way first, I think. I think I can do a better job finishing the other way. Boy, this cord is a pain. Okay, so oh, well, again, I'm shooting the first door I'm doing for video. I should be shooting the last, because I suspect I'll figure out how to spray successfully with this. But now I'm going to go this way to make sure that I don't have streaks. And then we're going to check it before we flip it, and then that's going to be that. Okay, so here we go. It's very important that you keep the cord in one hand, just like a hose when you're doing auto body. Boy, there's a lot of paint on the bottom there. Oh well, here we go. You can always roll it out. Okay, I think now might be inspection time. This bottom is a little heavy. But it's so hard to tell. And the edges are light yet. But they're different texture, different finish on them. What do you think of that bottom edge there? Is that do you hear it looks better? You know what? I think I'm going to flip it and go for it. I won't have enough paint though. Yeah, nothing like having everything in the way when you're doing this. But the nice part about this is being able to do this. That is wonderful. Okay, and while we're at it, I have a little bit of paint left in that I mixed. Oh shoot, I've got half. It felt like less than I had. I have more than I thought I had. Dump this in. So that's that liter I mixed up in the shop. One thing it didn't do that was complained about in the reviews is it didn't leak, it didn't drip on my finish at all. So, okay, so here we go again. And I'm going to do the long way again. I'm just going to redo this door edge. I wish I had a little bit more room here, but I don't. arm gets a little bit sore holding that thing. It's not heavy, but if you have to spray, in my opinion, you have to spray quite slow. So it does get tiring on the arm. This edge is going to get... The edges sure soak up at different rates. Okay, so now we're going to go the other way, and then theoretically this door should be done. And everything you're seeing, unless I change it in editing, is in real time. So whew. I'm all tangled up again. Yeah, the cordless version of this would be easier to use, definitely. But for 50 bucks, what can you say? Okay, well, I think we're going to let it dry, and then maybe in about an hour we'll take a look at it. I'm going to take the pot off and just rinse the gun so it will start again. And then if this is good, I'll let you know. And then we're going to spray the jam and the stop set as well. So we'll see you further along in this. Well, it's a little later in the evening now, and everything's dry. So I did the door. The nice thing about putting those 3 screws in is you can take the one that's in this corner on the other side, whatever it is, yeah, that one, and take it out, and then the door will hang like that, giving you room to do other things, which is really handy. So if I was doing a set of doors, I'd just stack them up like that, and that would work perfectly. Maybe the next batch that I do. My overall opinions about this gun, man, I don't know. To be honest with you, I wasn't expecting much when I unpacked it, and in fact, it sat there for a few days. I opened it. I think I bought this about a month ago. I didn't really do anything with it. Thought, okay, well, I just wasted 50 bucks again. But Again, Princess Auto would take it back if I decided to return it. That's no big deal. But, I'm pleasantly surprised. The only issue I had with it was I thought when I sprayed, I couldn't get enough product out. But I think that's just the fact that I didn't reduce the material or didn't thin it enough. I think if I'd have thinned it more, it would have worked just fine. So this seems to have worked though. I'm quite happy with the finish on the door, and the jambs and stop look good. Um, it almost seemed, and I watched one section of the video before I edited and before I shot this, and it looked like when I was putting on the first coat, I'd have the tip closer, and the second coat, I automatically moved further back. I think that kind of bears itself out. A lot of times when I sprayed that door, I'd gone one direction and I was going the other direction, I had the gun that nice 6 inches away. So, I bet you with a wee bit more thinning, it would have sprayed just perfectly. As far as how this gun performed, like I said, way above my expectations. I didn't roll anything. I didn't go over anything again. Oh no, sorry. I took a brush and I had some leftover paint in that 1 liter can that I was pouring into here. And I went and I did the 2 long edges. That raw MDF on the edge was difficult for this to cover without getting the volume that I would have liked. So I did a little bit of touch up with the brush on the edges, but that's it. How would I rate this thing? Well, okay, it's cheap. All the parts in here are plastic. I'm sure wherever the plastic could be used on this thing, it got used. The noise isn't bad. It's kind of like a fairly quiet shop vac. I know shop vacs can really, really scream, but a quieter one, I didn't find the noise annoying. And it sped up this process significantly. And if I had a little thinner material, it would have gone even faster. So that's maybe what I'll work on for the next time I use this thing. If I had to give this thing a rating based on today, knowing that the viscosity of what I was spraying was probably the problem here, this is an 8 or a 9. This thing worked really well. Cleans really well, comes apart easy, it's great. Now, the ultimate test to this thing would be its longevity. How long is it going to last? Well, okay, I tried it out today. I got 1 door jamb done, but you saw me stepping over a big pile of casing and base in the middle of my garage here. That all needs to be done yet, and I'm hoping that if we ever get non-rainy weather again, it's a little bit odd for us to have this much rain, but this whole week is supposed to be wet. So once it's drier again, I think I'm going to set the sawhorses up outside and go to town with this guy. So that's kind of what my plan is. But no, overall, this worked well. Putting your door on the sawhorses with those 3 screws like I showed in the previous video works really good. Now, I didn't come up with this idea per se. I mean, I've seen variations of it and I've used variations of it, but I like this one because of the way the doors hang, and if you would decide to use a brush or roller, it's stable enough to do that. So all in all, success. So yeah, I think we're going to close this video off with that. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you on the weekend edition.